Bring your cup and take a seat. Fill it up, coffee, wine, or tea. Come find what you're looking for. A good pour.
Welcome back to A Good Pour. I'm Kathryn Good, your host. We have a special series of episodes highlighting our interns this year. If you don't know, Good Circle Marketing has an internship program where we invite high school seniors to apply to work with us. They do a marketing machine for a startup or nonprofit business in our community. This is a win-win-win, as I like to call it, because it's a win for them that they get real-world experience. A lot of times they've done DECA projects or high school marketing projects, but they can be kind of pretend businesses. And so this gives them the opportunity to learn about marketing in a real-world environment before they go into college and decide that they want to study it. It's also a win for the nonprofit or startup business because a lot of times, especially in nonprofits, we just don't have enough time to really focus on marketing. And in a startup business, they're just trying to get going. So it's hard to have the time and money to focus on marketing. It's also a win for me because I just really like teaching these kids, giving them just a different perspective, giving them a foundation on marketing and what's going on in today's marketing world. We've had a real focus on AI with this group of interns, really since the last group of interns we had. AI's just totally taken over the marketing world. So I really wanted them to know that and be able to use that in these projects. So that is a little bit about our internship program. And I'm just excited for you to hear from these 4 interns. They are extremely talented. I cannot wait for them to hopefully come back to Sumner County in a few years and really impact our business community. So with that, welcome Emma Louw.
Hello.
She is a senior at Station Camp High School, and Kim Watford, who is the director of Macon and Sumner County Special Olympics. Emma, it's very special for me. I'm going to start crying. To have you on here, I've known you since elementary school. Your mom is one of my nearest and dearest. So really fun to have had you as a part of this program, and just full circle for you to be here for me. So welcome. Why did you apply to be an intern?
Well, like Kathryn said, I've been a part of DECA for all 4 years of high school, and I've competed for 3 of them. And ever since freshman year, I've told Kathryn that I was going to apply to be one of her interns. And
I'm
now
pretty sure you said, I'm going to be an intern. And I said, you have to apply.
Yeah. I actually told her, and she told me that I needed to apply, and I did. And I was selected, and this has just been, like Kathryn said, just such a cool experience for me. She's like my second mom, and she has taught me so much and really given me skills that I can take outside of just high school and into my professional life.
So tell me why you picked Special Olympics.
I think that special needs has just a really special place in my heart. I have been a peer buddy since middle school, and I've done it through high school, and I just think these kids have so much more to offer than what's on the outside of them, and they're just so special and amazing and fun if you take the time to get to know them and just sit down with them and just talk to them and teach them and laugh with them. And it's just such a cool experience to get to know any special needs person.
Love that. I love it. Yeah, I know you do. So Kim, how did you hear about the projects? Do you remember?
I think there was something that was sent out to, I think, a whole group of individuals, and then we were allowed to come in and say why we would like to be picked. Yeah. And so I spent some time sitting down and filling out, why I thought Special Olympics would be a good fit for this. So, yeah, it was exciting. And then when I received hey, we've picked Special Olympics, it was exciting. And there's a lot of things that I think the Special Olympics program here locally can benefit. And that's why I'm excited about being here today.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Special Olympics itself, just especially kind of define the relationship with, because it's known nationally, but then you've got a state and then kind of a county. So kind of talk about the structure a little bit.
Well, Special Olympics, most people know, began, I believe, in 1958 with Eunice Shriver Kennedy. And it started out with an idea took special needs individuals and put them in a competitive environment. It was based around an Olympic style, which is to this day is still what we do, and opening up those opportunities for those with special needs to become part of something bigger. And that was the inclusion in all aspects of life, right? Because within the school systems, and then as they grow up, staying together, and the camaraderie and the feeling of acceptance is really what it's about. That they have a home, they have a place that they fit, that sometimes the world doesn't always give them. So yeah, it has a special place in my heart because I have a special needs daughter.
Yeah. So tell that story a little bit. So how long have you personally been involved in Special Olympics?
I'm coming up to about 30 years with Special Olympics. I came from some Georgia programs where my daughter, who will be 38, started competing when she was 8 within the school system. And then as she started getting older, we were able to take and get outside of the school system and work with the out-of-school events. And from the age of 11, we found a bowling league, and from that point on, she would travel and go and compete. And she's still doing that today. We're very busy.
And this is a volunteer role for you, correct?
It is. All local level Special Olympics programs are all volunteer. There is no paid. Our state office is a paid program. But yeah, and that in and of itself has its challenges, and that's why today hopefully will help.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like it's hard enough to do marketing as a nonprofit, but to do marketing as a nonprofit when you are yourself a volunteer makes it all the more difficult. I know just from my own volunteer opportunities, right? So
right.
But I think Emma picked a really good one in this.
Thank you.
I do, because you need it.
Appreciate her.
You do. Yes, you need it. Emma, what have you learned?
Well, first and foremost, AI has been so cool to learn about. And it's more than just saying, write an essay for me for school. It's like you tell it to act as this. And Kathryn has taught me so much about how to use it outside of the realm of just do this for me. You can tell it to act as a person or act as an individual, telling it to do such and such. And you get such cool ideas that you couldn't think of yourself. That's definitely been the first thing that I've learned the most about. And it's been so cool. Second, I did not know that Sumner County Special Olympics was completely volunteer-based, and I have been raised to always volunteer and pour into my community, and I think Special Olympics has been so cool to learn about. Station Camp hosts Special Olympics every year, so I've gotten to be a part of that every year, and that's been really cool. But after this internship is over, I want to keep working with Kim in Special Olympics and keep pouring into that community because everyone matters. And I think that everyone should have a place to belong and feel loved and appreciated and get to play sports.
Yeah, love that. What do you think? It makes me want to cry.
I know. I get very emotional. If you ask a lot of my parents that's gone to events with me, I do tend to get emotional. But yeah, and here's what's wonderful is when you and I love this generation that's coming up because you are seeing more and more of them understand that idea that hey, we can make a difference and we can step out and we can be a part of these individuals in all different capacities, right? And so, yeah, with special needs kids, there's a saying in the Bible that says to stand in the gap for those that don't have a voice. And to me, there is no larger group than those of special needs kids and individuals, no matter what their age is, because they rely so much on us to help them live their lives, right? And they have so much to give if we could just understand and tap into that. I love Sumner County Schools. They hire a lot of the disabled, which is wonderful, and I hope that they will continue to do that, and I hope that I can work with them to open up those opportunities for once they graduate out of school, giving them that opportunity to work in the cafeterias because they can do these jobs. And so, yeah, it goes, the tentacles go a lot further than just sports.
It sounds like Sumner County Schools are just really helpful at at
They
helping
are.
you do your job too. It sounds
They
like I've
are.
heard Jill Gregory a lot in this.
Jill's amazing, and she helps in so many different areas with spring games at Station Camp High School. She's one of the event coordinators that's coming up this week, bowling at Strike and Spare. And just, I can call her up and go, hey, I've got this, I need that, and she's always right there, ready to help. And I am so grateful for that, because you need to surround yourself with people like that. So thank you, Jill Gregory. Yeah.
Shout out, Jill. So we are sitting in the Good Story Studio. It is, we're getting ready to officially start booking for 2025 in this studio. Emma has heard me say that kind of the way we approach marketing is to be top of mind, be top of search, and to tell your story. So you've already told some stories, both Emma and Kim, on explaining to people that this is a volunteer organization is a story that needs to be told, right?
Yes.
The importance of that everyone matters, and loving on people, no matter where they are, what stage they're in, or, all of those things. So what are some other stories that you can think of that need to be told about Special Olympics?
What do you think about I think if an individual would come to an event and actually see these athletes compete and what it means to them when they walk up and you put that ribbon around their neck, it is their Olympics. And to them, it is their day. It is their time to shine. And you cannot walk away from an event and not be inspired or moved by what you see.
Yeah.
And not only getting a ribbon around their neck, but like crossing the finish line or jumping into the sand or throwing the ball, whatever it may be, everything just brings them joy. And I think if people would take the time to just even come out and observe, then they would want to be a part of it, because it's infectious and you can't not be a part of it. It's just so amazing to see how every little thing just makes them happy. Like going and giving them a high five, telling them good job, it just makes them happy. And it's just amazing.
And they hug.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of fights. You just got to get used to that. They love the affection.
Yeah.
They love that acceptance. So
One of the things I did not know, I mean, I've heard about Special Olympics games, but games are happening all the time, right? So
Yes.
there's a service story I feel like that can be told here, because I certainly did not know that. Kim, and you talk about kind of the year. I mean, it's a lot of games all the time, it feels like.
There is. And so the different levels. So you have your local program and the local events. And to stay accredited with Special Olympics, we have to do 2 local events a year. And then you go up above that and you get regionals. So Tennessee is broken down into East, West, and Middle. And then you get a state level event. The cool thing is if they qualify on a state level at a state event, then in 4 years we have USA Games.
Oh, wow.
So if they qualify at state during that qualification period, which we are in right now, it started in August, and it will go through next summer games in May. So those athletes that qualify, their names will go into a hat, whatever sport it is, and then they draw from the hat to see who gets to go. In 2022, the Tennessee delegation was over 100.
Wow.
So in 2026, we will go to Minneapolis, to the University of Minnesota. They're hosting the 2026. So I got to do a shout out. Nashville is on the map. And if you have been paying attention, Nashville has been running ads about the 2030 USA Games coming to our city and hosting the 2030 USA Games. So you've got the Titans and the Predators. You've got everybody. You've got all the music singers and the athletes are all coming forward and doing these ads. So we should know early 2025 if Nashville gets picked. We are up against the city of Cleveland.
Come on, Nashville.
I know.
Come on, Nashville.
Everybody wants to go to Nashville.
Although I've heard good things about Cleveland.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
But come on, Nashville.
But we're a little prejudiced, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And to what would be great for the Tennessee athletes is when you have that host city, we could triple the amount of athletes that would get to compete at USA Games. Yeah. So we would be the host city. Yeah. So yeah, it would be a lot of fun. And I always work in once the qualification period started, it was like, come on, we can do this. So trying to qualify as many athletes as I can to have that opportunity. Yeah. Fingers crossed. So yeah, there's just so much. So we do, we just got through with fall games. They included cornhole this year. We will have winter games coming up, which is the end of January. We'll do 3-on-3 basketball, ice skating, and alpine skiing. And then you come in, we'll do our spring games, our track and field event, and then you go to summer games, which is a host of things, swimming, hopefully bringing swimming back, and hopefully bringing soccer back to Sumner County. That is a big, big deal. And then we have, bocce ball and volleyball and some other sports that are involved with summer games. So
I just
constantly moving.
Say bowling, right? You're getting ready to volunteer with bowling.
So Thursday is middle school and then Friday is high school. So I'll get to go and participate and just kind of hang around and
love that.
Yeah.
Kim, I just would love for you, is there any advice you would give Emma? Anything you just wish Emma knew? She's getting ready to graduate. See, we're going to start crying again. She's getting ready to graduate in the spring, starting a college career. So is there just any advice you would give her?
Keep that big heart of yours. Stay with it because you got a big one. And we need more like her to be involved in.
We do.
We really do.
Don't go to college and stay in the city. We need you to come back.
No, I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's been, and for me, it's loving people like this who are willing to volunteer. We need volunteers desperately. We need coaches. We cannot put kids on a football field or a basketball court without coaches. And it is a volunteer. So if you love sports and you have a sport you love, reach out and come on board with us. We need unified partners. We need kids that want to come out and play sports with our athletes. Our unified program's amazing, and they get the chance to play. And it's wonderful to watch those relationships grow.
Yeah, love that.
And I want to talk a little bit about unified. Tell me if I'm wrong, but a unified partner is like, let's say, a basketball team. You have a person like me with a special needs person on the court together. So they're playing together and you get that you build that relationship with them. Is that right?
You're exactly right. Yes. It is a challenge and non-challenge, depending upon the sport, come together. I run a unified bowling league on Sunday nights at Strike and Spare. And so I have 10 unified bowling teams, and it's a special needs and non-challenged, and they have the biggest time. It's wonderful to watch, but and they can play unified sports starting at the age of 15.
And so they're on a team. They practice the same way you would with a rec team, and it's just a unified team. Yes. I love that. So it's a volunteer in a different way, right? But they're committing to be part of a team in that volunteer role. So thanks for bringing that up, Emma. I love that.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool to watch. Our unified basketball team is a level 5. They play at a real high level, and it's really fun to watch them out there on the court.
Well, you do a lot, so I just want to thank you for the service. I know you have a heart for this based on your own history and your daughter, but you are giving, just multiplying. Thank you. What has been given to you. And so thank you for that. Thank you for applying. Can't wait to see what Emma has to offer.
I'm looking forward to this.
When it comes to marketing. But Emma, thank you for being an intern. Thank you for your work in general, working with not just Special Olympics, but lots of different nonprofits and in our community. But thank you for being on today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.